at my wife and I's wedding, we had some geeky themed stuff. Not at the engagement party, but at the wedding we incorporated some video game and nerdy things. So one of the cool things we did at our wedding was that we're fans of comics, and we at every single table, our centerpieces were comic book covers, different comic book covers of like issues where like heroes or the characters got married. And so we had a lot of different covers from like, yeah, Spider-Man and Mary Jane getting married, and the Fantastic Four, the wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey was in there. My favorite one was the X-Men gay wedding. I can't remember the two male heroes that were getting married, and I had that at one of the tables, and I had it at a table that would really appreciate that, so they got a real kick out of that. And actually, after, like, it was in between, like, setup had finished, and we were doing, it was before the reception. Some of the planners actually came up to us and were like, oh my god, we love this theme, we love these covers, can we actually keep some of these after the wedding? And we were like, yeah, sure, go for it. And then for our takeaway, I don't know, like the giveaways, we got these like paper, we gave away candy, and they were in boxes. One was Super Mario and one was Princess Peach. But yeah, I was saying to the point on planning, like, I hadn't really thought about what the wedding was gonna be like, and like pretty much as soon as we got home, my wife was like, all right, so how about this color scheme? And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I hadn't even thought like out the wedding period, and I didn't, and she was like, all right, we need like a theme in terms of like, these are the colors. I was thinking this and this. And they're like, oh, okay. Thinking about things like, hey, what type of chairs do we want at the venue? Like, the venue is going to offer chairs. They usually have multiple options. Whatever their default chairs are, and like Shivari chairs. I don't know if that's actually the name of the type of chair. We looked at a bunch of venues. One of them is Casaloma, which is actually a castle in Toronto. And we'd heard that it was pricey, but like, it's a castle. Like, let's try this out, see what happens. And we were like, yes, this is gorgeous, but oh my goodness, it was crazy expensive. Food started at like $150 a head, and the craziest thing is that like, they don't have free parking there. It's either they pay for the parking or you pay for the parking. And we were planning a wedding of about 200 people, and we're like, nah, we don't want our guests to pay for parking at our wedding, but we don't want to pay for it either. So that venue was a no. And just to kind of set the precedent of like what type of money you have to make to have a wedding at this venue, former Toronto Raptor Patrick Patterson got married in like the last month, and he had his wedding at Casaloma. So I am not making NBA money at this point. So that was probably a bit out of our price range. One of the things actually about wedding planning that I did not understand was the cost of wedding dresses. And like leading up to me proposing, my wife was a really big fan of the show Say Yes to the Dress on TLC. And so me having no idea how much wedding dresses cost, I just kind of took what they said on that show as like the precedent. And I didn't realize that the show was actually hosted at like a high-end wedding shop. So when we were doing budgeting for weddings, I was like, okay, so you're gonna need like $10,000 for the dress, right? And Steph was like, what? I thought we had a great DJ at our wedding. Like, he listened to all our requests, and our do not plays, respected those. I think the big thing that I really appreciated was that he did an amazing job of reading the dance floor. And he played music that, you know, I wouldn't necessarily have requested, but it was the music that got people dancing, the music that was people were responding to really well, and he rolled with that, and I'm forever grateful for that, because I've been to weddings where, yeah, when I go to weddings, I'm hypercritical of the DJ. I'm reviewing, like, every single song choice, the transitions, how they MC when they have to MC, and, like, you can kill a crowd really easily by playing the wrong music, and this guy crushed it. Yeah, the big thing was, like, Latin music was really hot at my wedding, in large part because Steph is half Chilean, and she had a lot of Chilean relatives there, and when that music came on, they, like, invaded the dance floor, and they would not leave, and a lot of my family were like, yeah, this is great. And so, our DJ played a large portion of music in that style, and I wouldn't have necessarily picked that, but it was absolutely the right call. A good DJ makes such a difference. We were very fortunate that ours did a fantastic job, made the end of the day so much better. I hear you. Actually, it reminds me of, yeah, Steph's parents. Before our wedding, we watched their wedding video, and their videographer captured literally everything. The entire ceremony, the part before or the part right after where the husband or, like, her parents were taking photos, the entire reception, like, every single song played, all the dancing. And the thing that stuck out was, like, the music. They were married in the middle of the 80s, and just, like, this is music that was contemporary at the time, like Michael Jackson, Madonna, all of these, like, all-time bops that, like, people still hold in high regard today from that era was all played there as just, like, the hot new music at the time. And so, yeah, that DJ crushed it that night. Yeah, some of the big DJ faux pas. I don't like when a DJ is too slow to react to when the dance floor falls apart. And they're like, well, I'm going to play this. I have this set of 90s techno music that I just really want to play. And after the first song or two, the dance floor clears out. And they're just like, nope, I got to keep going. I hate that. I cannot stand that. I don't like it when DJs at weddings, or anywhere really, when they play the same song twice. I've been to weddings where DJs played a song 3 times. Like, dude, come on. There's so much music you could be playing right now other than this one song. When DJs when they play too many slow songs, I don't like that. Here's a big one. Playing slow songs back to back. Nah, you gotta play, like, one slow song, then go back to the fast stuff. But you can't be playing back to back slow songs. That just, like, completely kills the mood, in my opinion. Oof, yeah, slow songs don't really seem like a good fit for a wedding in general, but definitely not back-to-back. I think they are good. You have the other couples there, you're the couple, and you have your opportunity to, like, slow dance with your wife. Those I totally get, but don't do back-to-back slow songs. Too much of a momentum killer there. I get really picky about DJ technique. I don't like it when DJs try to transition from one song to the next, but they don't. Like, I know beat matching is a lot easier now than it used to be. Like, you can just get a computer to match the beats and have it all seamlessly transition from one song to the next. But when DJs either don't know or don't want to do that, but they still play the 2 songs over top of each other and they just don't match at all and it's just noise, That is awful. I've been to too many weddings where that happened. One of the things, and this is something I still bring up as an inside joke with Steph. I vividly remember going to weddings throughout the 90s and sort of that, before the dinner, like that kind of cocktail hour music. Every wedding I went to played Kenny G. And I've continued to bring that up, like, even, like, now, a lot of the times we go to weddings and still hear Kenny G, and Steph hates Kenny G, cannot stand Kenny G. And I'm like, and this was one of the big fights we had, was like, I really wanted Kenny G at the cocktail hour just to continue my dumb joke. And she was like, no, I don't want Kenny G at the wedding. Instead, we had, like, orchestral versions of pop songs and, like, acoustic covers. But I did slip in one Kenny G track. I told her, here's this mix of songs. The DJ's gonna handle it. And if he plays Kenny G, he plays Kenny G. I'm not gonna say. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. And I think he actually did. We didn't even notice. We were out talking to people and doing other things related to being married and talking to guests and photo ops, and we did not hear. We cannot confirm if Kenny G was played or not, but I like to think that it was.